You're terribly frightened by what you've seen. But I'm not gonna lie to you. Your friends are not prepared for this fight.
Part 2 of Stranger Things Season 4 only consists of 2 episodes as opposed to Part 1's 7, but that doesn't mean it's a quick watch. Get ready to set aside 4 hours for just about all the upside-down madness you can handle, and you can rest assured that there is never a dull moment. This is Stranger Things at its most emotional, thrilling, and ambitious. It also happens to be Stranger Things at its very best, guaranteed to give fans everything they want and a whole lot more. The branching narrative style of storytelling that was established in the first part finally converges in a way that feels mostly very satisfying. The first 7 episodes constantly jumped from California to Hawkins to Russia, and while there's still a good amount of that in Part 2, for the most part, it manages to bring our players together in a way that pays off the patience that was required for Part 1. My biggest complaint about Part 1 was that the Mike, Will, Jonathan, and Argyle subplot in California didn't feel in step tonally with the rest of the season, feeling less necessary than the Hawkins and Russia storylines. The good news is that this is largely remedied in Part 2. They even managed to justify Argyle's involvement beyond mere comedic relief.
I felt this intense relief when she wasn't there.
No, that's the Purple Palm Tree Delight working its magic, my man.
And Will, who was pretty underserved in Part 1, gets a few emotional scenes, including one gut-wrenching one in Episode 8 that is easily Noah Schnapp's most impressive showcase on Stranger Things thus far. In fact, there's a lot of that going on in Part 2, with several actors, including Caleb McLaughlin, Gaten Matarazzo, Joe Keery, Sadie Sink, Millie Bobby Brown, Natalia Dyer, Joseph Quinn, and David Harbour giving some series' best performances. There's a ton of effects-heavy action and exciting plot momentum, but one of the most impressive things about these 2 episodes is how many moments of tenderness it manages to squeeze in between various characters, with more than a couple of tear-jerking moments. While the runtimes may seem overwhelming for some, the result is that not one bit of it feels rushed. The action, emotional beats, and the many answered questions about the show's lore are given plenty of time to breathe, without any of the elements undermining each other. That doesn't mean that it doesn't feel a tad bit unwieldy at times, though. Once again, the Hawkins storyline is the strongest, and it's extraordinarily good at building tension, with Vecna as menacing and terrifying as ever.
They can't help you, Max. There's a reason you hide from them.
For the first time in a long time, it truly feels like we could lose some of these characters, and it makes for a nerve-wracking watch. Still, it'll occasionally halt its own momentum for a detour to the Russian storyline, which takes the California subplot's place as feeling the least necessary in this installment. It might have felt a little more manageable if Episode 9 were split up into 2 episodes instead of giving us such a packed-to-the-brim behemoth of a finale. But taking Season 4 in as a whole, it's pretty astonishing how much creators Matt and Ross Duffer were able to accomplish. Both Episodes 8 and 9 in particular, feel like big blockbuster movies in every way, especially in the effects, stunts, and production design. From the deserts of California to the slime of the Upside Down, everything simply looks astonishing, and sleeker than Stranger Things has ever looked. The ambition that marks Season 4 extends to every single part of these episodes, especially the storyline, which really starts to cement the Duffer Brothers' master plan for the series overall, setting up what'll have to be an even bigger final season. The final 2 episodes of Stranger Things Season 4 are the series at its most emotional, action-packed, and tension-filled. There are as many thrills as you could hope for, but also quite a few lovely, tender moments between characters we've come to care so much about. There are so many series' best performances that it's hard to single out any in particular, but it's especially nice to see Noah Schnapp's Will get a bit more attention than he did in Part 1. It still ends up feeling a tad bit unwieldy, but ultimately these 4 hours pack in just about everything a Stranger Things fan could ask for.